why lie about it for so long?
I'd stop calling it a lie.
Okay, well,
Donald Trump campaigned on retribution, vindictiveness, and vengeance.
He's done it for 4 years.
He has appointed.
He's the president, the sitting president, and he can do whatever he wants to until his time is up. It is a president's prerogative. That's
the presidency should be bigger than his feelings.
It should.
What's going on, guys? So we know that the Democrats are still trying to make all these excuses for the Hunter Biden pardon, including the cackling hens over here at The View. Now, you know that they had to get something to spare their poor little feelings because they're upset that they got smoked in the 2024 election. Okay, Kamala Harris lost. She got cooked, and they just need something to make themselves feel better. So what better way to do it than allowing themselves to break the law, or effectively say that there is no law so long as it applies to Hunter Biden? The Democrats are exposing themselves yet again for blatant hypocrisy. Okay, like anytime anything happens that doesn't make sense, anytime Joe Biden lies, anytime Kamala Harris lies, anytime that they're caught, they're busted, the jig is up, they make stupid excuses. And guess what? Today they're doing the same thing again. Let's get into it.
So the question is, will people understand? Listen, I get it. I mean, we got a convicted felon as president.
Yes.
Let's talk about Trump. That just makes everything okay. Let's just talk about Trump again, huh?
It's hard for me to...
Let's not pretend as though if Trump had lost the election, they still wouldn't have made excuses. They would have just said the same thing. Oh, he's on drugs. Oh, it's his son. Oh my gosh, he lost other people in his family. They would have made every excuse regardless. This just gives them a slightly easier excuse. But you know that was a political persecution.
And I know that you know who's been asking, are you going to pardon the January 6th folks? Actually, probably not. So it is a president's prerogative. People can say, oh, why are you doing that? But that's what presidents do every time. They do it every time they pardon somebody. So I'm not sure why the pearl clutching is happening now, except that that's what folks want to do. But it's...
What do you mean, the pearl clutching? That's all you cackling hens do on The View. You pearl clutch on everything, including things that haven't even ever happened with Trump. Then Whoopi Goldberg said that Donald Trump was going to put people in camps.
At stake. You worried that you can't pay your bill? Wait till the other guy becomes president, and you won't have to worry about it because you'll be in some camp somewhere, because that's his promise.
Are you dumb?
These people say anything. That's why they got these stupid legal notes all the time. And you're talking about you don't understand pearl clutching. Look in the damn mirror.
Seems kind of foolish. You kind of knew he was going to do it, given all that's happened. But maybe I'm just kooky.
You're right. It's fact.
So I see this one a little bit differently. I grew up with an immediate family member who was in and out of jail, and now a decade later, clean, have their life together, serve their time, are still dealing with the consequences. Most Americans, if they face consequences for actions that they took, they're going to have to face them, and nobody powerful and politically connected is going to come sweep in and save them. And I think this feeds the notion to a lot of this country that there's simply a different set of rules for folks in power. And when we sit here...
Yeah, it's because there is. Joe Biden and the Democrats have abused the hell out of the power. That's why people didn't want to reelect them again, because they know that they're crazy and that they effed up the economy and opened the border, and then they lied about it afterward. That's why they didn't win the election.
Say a lot like, well, Donald Trump did X, Y, and Z, and how did he get elected? Because to a lot of this country, it just becomes noise. I take issue with lying about it. I wanted to ask him here when he came on The View, but the thought was he said so many times he wasn't going to pardon him. That, to me, is lying to the public. I felt bad for Karine Jean-Pierre.
It's not that to you. It is lying, point blank, period. And I guarantee you that they have no defense here other than, well, Trump's convicted felon. That's all that they ever talk about. It's the same damn thing. It always comes down to Trump. Anytime Democrats do anything wrong, well, Trump is wrong too. What the hell? This doesn't make any sense.
That she repeatedly had to say that he wasn't going to pardon him. This is why people don't trust Washington. That's why they don't trust politicians. And I know a lot of us like Joe Biden, but I find it disappointing and bad for our institution.
There are two sets of justice, right? I, too, have many family members convicted of felonies, marijuana. No U.S. attorney would have charged this case given the underlying facts that have been investigated for 5 years. The only reason that Hunter Biden was gone after and charged, indicted, and found guilty was because his name wasn't Joe Smith, it was Hunter Biden. Less than, get this, 0.09% of people are indicted, prosecuted, charged, and found guilty of lying on a gun form. And that's the truth of it. You've got Eric Holder saying it.
Couldn't you say the same thing about Donald Trump? Because, again, leftist hypocrisy. I'm tired of hearing these stupid arguments that they love to try to put towards the Democrats. Basically, this was a political persecution. Not a lot of people get charged for this crime. Okay, well, couldn't you say that about this clerical error for the Stormy Daniels case? You know, the thing that they keep trying to throw in Donald Trump's face. He's a convicted felon. They want to go off about this on essentially something that is a clerical error that no one else has been charged for, much less been charged for as a felony offense. But with Trump, they charged him as a felon for it. They uplifted the charges. They raised the charges on purpose to nail Trump and stop him from getting elected, election interference. And the sad thing is that these cackling hens wanted this to work. Too bad for them, it didn't.
Got former prosecutors like myself saying it. So,
Why
you know,
didn't he admit it
Well, wait.
I think one of the reasons
here.
why he didn't admit it earlier was because he didn't know that the felon in chief would become the next president.
I told him I hoped he pardoned Hunter.
I remember.
You did. I remember.
I went to speak at the Biden Institute in Delaware like a month later, and we talked on the phone, and I told him I hoped he pardoned Hunter.
Well, this goes to show you that these people, here's the problem with the folks on The View. They pretend as though they don't like criminals. Criminals are bad. Felons are bad. We don't want a felon as president, right? These people are scummy, right? This is how they act. But as you can see, they're admitting that they have family members who are felons. They're also admitting that they want a felon to be pardoned. So they don't have issues with felons, guys. They just hate Trump. They know the economy is screwed up for the middle class. They know that. But they don't care. They hate Trump. That's all this show is a glorified Trump-hating show. This is why this show is looking to either have the staff replace many of them or get canceled, because it's just a Trump hate-a-thon, and these people are hypocritical. People see that. The audience sees it. And they're having trouble picking up a new audience, maintaining the audience they have, because it's just a joke. Nobody just wants to see you hate on Trump all day and be a bunch of hypocrites all damn day, screeching in ways that don't make any damn sense. Because the majority of Americans, as it relates to politics, are way smarter than these assholes.
And the reason I thought it was important is because I wanted him to hear from people who support him and respect him, which I do, that some of us, I'd say most of us, think it's okay for him to pardon Hunter.
A lot of tick test determined that was a lie.
Because of what you just said, that so many of the people who committed this crime do not get prosecuted. Imagine the guilt.
So they're picking and choosing which laws should be enforced when nobody should be above the law. I actually do believe in that, but apparently the Democrats don't.
Why lie about it for so long?
I'd stop calling it a lie.
Okay, why repeatedly say you're not going to?
Are you delusional? Do you suffer from a mental illness? Do you think you do?
You do. And secondarily, for the part of this country, half of it that doesn't support Biden, doesn't know him personally, doesn't get to have phone calls, and they're just looking at a system that seems like it only benefits the people who are in power.
I'm going to say,
what precedent does that set?
Well, because we've elected someone who is in a similar situation, who didn't have a drug problem, who knew what he was doing, who clearly stood and said, I can do this. And he did it.
What did he do? They literally just made stuff up to say that he did something. They have actually, what Trump was convicted of, Sonny mentioned 0.09%. How about 0% for what they got Trump on? 0%.
So I think, for many, many reasons, this is very different than any other situation that we have ever dealt with. Because when we're talking about
because you think it's okay, then the law shouldn't apply. That's basically, I'm sure a lot of people would feel that way for a lot of different reasons, but that's not how it works.
who gets a pardon and who doesn't get a pardon. This man, I think Biden had no intentions of pardoning Hunter.
Let's go!
And I think the more stuff that went down, I think he said, well, why am I busting my behind to stay straight and do this?
I think he thought he was going to win, and I just wish he would have been honest with the public.
He said he wasn't going to pardon him even after he lost. Is that Donald Trump campaigned on retribution, vindictiveness.
Here we go. It's Donald Trump's fault, guys. The reason why he had to pardon Hunter is because of Donald Trump.
And then he has appointed people who to law enforcement positions that have said we are here for retribution and appointed. He has appointed people.
Alyssa tired. Look at Alyssa over here in the corner. She tired of these fools, man. She like, I'm about to get another job because this ain't work. They Meghan McCain and her, man. They not listening, and she tired of pretending. Okay, she's tired of pretending. You had a table with a bunch of freaking libtards, basically. You had a table with a bunch of dummies, and Alyssa's literally got to dumb herself down to fit with these clowns.
He's the president, the sitting president, and he can do whatever he wants to until his time is up. That's
the presidency should be bigger than his feelings.
You know,
and even his immediate
it should be, but
He's
it
a
is
very small man.
This is I can't believe that this is
they're
what's
still
freaking
talking
people
about Trump.
out. This is the thing that
because he lies.
Oh well, see.
Precedents
matter. It does. You know what? It's good for the goose. It's good for the gander. He did what he did. We're moving on.
If you guys notice, Whoopi Goldberg this whole time was like stuttering and not sure what to say. It's because she knows that this is wrong. She knows that it's wrong. Even crazy behind Whoopi Goldberg knows that this is wrong. That's why she couldn't barely get the damn words out. She up here, well, he could kind of do, that this fool is wrong. She over here looking down and like, she over here looking ashamed because it's a shame. She knows that she's lying. She's full of crap. It's a bunch of BS, guys. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Should they like replace these chicks? I'm ready for these hens to go. I'm ready for like literally replace the whole cast. Joy Behar probably ain't going nowhere. Neither is Whoopi Goldberg. But at least get rid of Sonny. Get rid of Anna Navarro's goofy butt. Get rid of Sarah and Alyssa too. Get rid of her too. Actually bring in a mixed group in terms of point of view. Don't just get a Hispanic and another black person. Get people that's just diverse mentally. However you could pull that off. And then maybe the show will be back interesting where people would actually want to watch it again instead of out here looking for alternatives, watching podcasts and Joe Rogan and everything else that you guys love to hate on. But those are just my thoughts, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate you watching The Black Anomaly. I'm out.
I watched that stupid View where you have these really dumb people.
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
I think the other one asking the question is dumber than Kamala, so that's like, she's a dummy. I watched her over the years. That is one dumb woman.